Today, we're going to cut through all the noise, all the hype, and all the jargon around artificial intelligence. Let's actually make it make sense. If you've ever felt totally lost in a sea of AI terminology, or just wondered what these tools are actually for, trust me, you are not alone. It can seriously feel like you need a degree in computer science just to keep up with the conversation. But our goal here today isn't to bury you in theory. Nope, we're here to give you a clear human language guide to the AI you can use right now, focusing on what it can actually do for you in the real world. Okay, let's dive right in with our first tool, and let's be honest, it's probably the one you've heard the most about, ChatGPT. So what's its whole deal? What's its core purpose? The best way to think about it is as a thinking partner. See, it doesn't know things like a person does. Instead, it's been trained on just an insane amount of text, which makes it incredibly good at recognizing and predicting language patterns. You give it an idea, a prompt, and it gives you a fantastic starting point. And this isn't some far-off sci-fi stuff. This is stuff you can do today. Use it to organize your scattered thoughts for a meeting, or to summarize a super dense article. It's amazing for drafting that email you've been putting off. And here's a pro tip. Don't just ask it to brainstorm. Try asking it to act as a skeptical investor and find all the flaws in my business plan. It's an incredible way to accelerate your own thinking. And this is probably the most important thing to remember about ChatGPT, and frankly all of these tools. It can be confidently wrong. It sounds so sure of itself, but it doesn't have a conscience. It can't fact-check itself. So the absolute crucial point is this: always use your own judgment. Think with it, but please, don't let it think for you.
All right, so let's move on to our next tool and see how these ideas build on each other. Now we're looking at Google's big entry into this space, Gemini.
So if ChatGPT is your all-purpose thinking partner, think of Gemini as its cousin, who is deeply integrated into the entire Google ecosystem. Its key difference is a fancy word, multimodal. All that really means is it works with more than just text. It gets language, sure, but also images, audio, and even video, all at the same time. So here's what that looks like in the real world. You can literally give Gemini a picture of your fridge and ask it for recipe ideas. Or you can drop in a link to a 2-hour YouTube lecture and ask for a 5-point summary. But its real superpower, honestly, is how it connects to your Google stuff, like finding that one specific attachment buried in 10 years of Gmail. Plus, its live voice mode is pretty cool for brainstorming out loud, like you're talking to a real collaborator. Now, let's explore our third tool. This one takes a bit of a different approach. It's called Claude. Right, so if ChatGPT is the quick-fire thinking partner and Gemini is the Google co-pilot, Claude is more like the calm, thoughtful analyst of the group. It's been designed from the ground up to be really good at reasoning and holding a conversation that feels more natural and aware of the context. Claude really shines in those longer back and forths where it actually needs to remember what you talked about 10 minutes ago. It's fantastic for getting a nuanced analysis of, say, a dense legal document, or for brainstorming really complex problems where the big picture is everything. Okay, that was a lot, I know, so let's just put it all together. Think of this as your quick cheat sheet. If you need fast brainstorming and writing help, ChatGPT is your thinking partner. If you live and breathe in Google's world and you're working with images and videos, Gemini is your co-pilot. And if you need that deep, nuanced analysis and a strong conversational partner, Claude is your thoughtful analyst. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? What's the one single idea that ties all of these powerful tools together? It's this. This is so important. These tools are not here to replace your thinking. They are here to amplify it. They are only as smart, as creative, and as useful as the person who is actually using them. That's you. The real skill here isn't about knowing which button to click. It's about learning how to think with these tools. It starts by asking better, more specific questions. When you do that, you unlock much better, more useful outcomes. And that's what shifts you from just being a passive user to being an active collaborator with this technology. And really, this is our North Star for everything we've talked about. It's about demystifying the tools, sharpening our own minds, and ultimately keeping the power with the human who's using them. So, now that you have a much clearer map of the landscape, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What's one way you can use these tools this week to amplify your own unique thinking?